Manchester's Irlam FC, which was formed in 1969, previously being named Mitchell Shackleton Football Club. The club has been in the North West Counties First Division for 8 years, with their highest finish being 5th place until recently winning promotion to the North West Counties Premier Division. We have spoken to some of the behind the scenes staff and players and found out what they think about their club and their recent success. What made you get involved with the club then, Ian?
Well, I was originally secretary of a local Sunday league, and I was asked to take over the position of club secretary when the old secretary, Charlie Flynn, died. So I joined Irlam, or Mitchell Shackleton as it was then called, in 1995, and I've been with them ever since.
What do you think's changed over the years that you've been here?
Certainly the development of the club, going from Saltide Park, which was just like an ordinary parks pitch with virtually no changing facility, which was always being vandalised, to the facility that we have here today.
Warren, where do you see the club in the future time?
Well, the club's currently undergoing change. We've just recently been promoted to the North West Counties Premier Division, which puts us at step 5 within the National League system. So it's fair to say we're now at an important level of football in the non-league structure, so to speak. One of the main things that we need to do, we need to create more support at the ground. Okay, we need to get more people from the area coming to the ground and supporting the club, because what I find is when the more senior clubs at levels just above us, they do rely on a more greater integration with the community. So my message to the people in Irlam and Kennington is to come and support the club. If we've got a strong and a solid fan base, then we will progress. So we can go up in the Premier Division next season, and we can certainly be still within our comfort zone. But the steps built above that Evo stick and the conference even, you know, we need to grow as a club financially to enable to even consider those levels of football.
And over the past few years, do you think you've seen an increase in the number of fans coming down to Irlam?
Well, we've certainly seen an increase in fans this season. It is very much results driven. You know, we've been in the North West Counties Division 1 for 8 seasons now, and we've always kind of like not really achieved. We've had fits and starts where we've done well, but by the end of the season we've always tended to underachieve a little bit. So success does bring the crowds in, okay, as we can demonstrate. At the moment our gates are probably our takings from our gates as a good example are probably as high as they've been for a fair while. So if you're successful, people will come.
What have you done to contribute to today's game?
Well, okay. Well, my contribution to today's game starts, I would say, probably a week, 10 days before the game. Myself, like Ian, it's very much an administration sort of task. So I'll be contacting the visiting club. I'll be discussing the details of the day, i.e. the dietary requirements of committees when we have hospitality at half time, the number of people arriving at the ground that we need to deal with. The basics like the colours, the strip colours on the day, so if clubs don't arrive. Don't forget, clubs are arriving from a long way away. They can't come to the ground with the wrong colour kit on. We've also got to deal with, we have referees who arrive, and we've got to make sure we get hold of them. We've got referees, assessors. At this level of football, the referees are assessed. So all those different things that go on. And also just liaising with Ian, like the treasurer, and finding out any problems that we've got on the ground, etc, etc. And it basically just comes together over a 10-day period. But it's important that the communication's there.
What do you do to contribute to the games?
Well, actually, I'm down at the ground most days of the week, so I'm either working in conjunction with Warren on the pitch. You know, I mark the pitch out and things like that. Normally go around the ground tidying things up, doing general repairs, and then I normally prepare wash the kits when they've been used, and get them ready for the next match.
start by giving us your name and position you play?
I'm Conor Braithwaite and I'm centre half.
Christian Lawler, striker.
And how long have you both been at the club?
I've been here about 4 years now.
On and off, probably about the same, 4 or 5 years.
As we all know, Irlam have just been promoted. What do you think that'll do for the club?
It'll change massively. It can only benefit the club. Going in the right direction all the time.
Yeah, it's massive. It's good for the club. It's good for the community. It's good for the lads that have been here for years and like the younger lads as well coming through.
It's just all the local lads as well together, which is great for the club and great for the community.
Liam Morrison, centre mid.
Bobby Lomas, right back.
And how long have you both been at the club?
I've been at the club now about 9 years.
The second spell at the club.
What's been your favourite part of the season up to now?
It's got to be the ceiling promotion really. That was a fantastic day for the club. I think all the lads were buzzing and everything. Just really happy for everyone that worked so hard really. You know, manager, all the backroom staff and everything. Just a massive achievement and yeah, we're all buzzing.
You see like a lot of the non-league football's getting bigger and bigger into it. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because, well, the higher obviously you move up in the leagues, the better standard you play, and obviously the standard of football, I think generally lower leagues getting better. I think that with all the football, like the Premier League teams stuff like that, it's cost so much money, and local players, people from the local area, just want to come and support the local team. So yeah, we really appreciate all the support that we get.
I'm Steve Nixon, first team manager for the past 3 seasons at Irlam FC.
And what made you get involved with the club?
Initially, I was asked by Warren, who's the club secretary, to bring our under-18 side down. We were playing at under-16 and under-17s at Irlam Steel, and he asked us to form under-18s team, youth team, about 5 years ago.
Where do you see the team in the future?
Well, I'd like to establish ourselves as a Premier Division side next season, make sure we stay up. That's obviously number one aim. But long term, there's no reason why we can't go on and maybe even become an Evo stick side, in the next, say, 5 years.
What do you think Irlam will do, or need to do, to become that kind of side?
Right, well, that's the big thing, isn't it? And I think investment is the key. We have to create a revenue from the club, starting with ourselves, but we have to have some sponsors. Local people are key to that. So I think your revenue streams are key. Number one is our own facilities here, which is the clubhouse, and what we can make the most of that. Number two is the gate. More people come and watch, we've got a bit more revenue. And I think probably most importantly though are the sponsors. If we can get local businesses to support us, it gives us that rock to build on and become an Evo stick side.
Throughout these interviews with the players, we started to hear the same answers coming up, and that it is the staff and the facilities that create the success in the club. The staff at Irlam agreed with this point, but pushed the comment that to afford these great facilities you need money, and to get money you need sponsors and fans to come down. Could this be the reason for Irlam's success due to the rise in the number of fans at the game? In my opinion, it is a vicious circle. To get the fans down, you need to be winning games and scoring a lot of goals. But to do this, you need good facilities and great coaching staff. And we know good facilities cost a lot of money. There has been an increase in bigger teams signing lower league players, with the most iconic story being Jamie Vardy from non-league to breaking Premier League records. Is the future of English football at these non-league clubs? Can they play at the higher level? These guys at Irlam believe so. Irlam FC will continue their journey next season in the North West Counties Premier Division down at Silver Street and hopefully fight for promotion again.